Sports Chasers Podcast. Coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren. This is a real sports podcast for real fans.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast coming to you live and direct. It's the fourth and short. It's the Super Wildcard Weekend edition. Hey, we got a lot to talk about as far as the NFL games this past weekend. Fellas, what's up? We're going to the left from the left to right on my screen. We got the DA. DA, what's up?
Hey, what's going
Good,
on,
my brother?
Let's get it on.
No doubt.
Giant hats in the building. Oh.
Yep. Giant hats are in the building. D-Dub, since he set that up, D-Dub, what's good, brother? You know, Giants representing. That's right. The New York Giants.
Hey, man, we're going to enjoy it, man. Our expectations was low. There's nobody that could tell me that everybody had the Giants go to the playoffs. So, hey, it's a win-win. We meet Philadelphia. And
neither did you.
Well, that's what I said. Nobody thought that this team was going to be here. So, I mean, hey, my expectations is low. And, hey, we here. So, we're going to enjoy it.
That's good. Dan, what's up, brother? How are you?
Not bad. Doing good. This kind of reminds me of the Homer Simpson meme where he steps in and out of the bushes.
Yeah, yep. And then he comes back in. He backs up real slow.
We'll see how long they're out of the bushes.
You like this, Dan. Back up in the bushes.
I tell you.
Boy, oh boy, the Giant hate is real on here, boy. I tell you. E,
we're just having fun with you.
Yeah, we know. E, what's up, man? Good morning, bro. How are you?
What up, fellas? I'm good, man. Let's talk about some things here, man. A salute to the Giants, man. I told y'all. I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I told y'all, but I'll wait till we get there.
We'll get to the Giants here in a little bit. Let's start off with the DA's team, the San Francisco 49ers on Saturday. That was the first game of the wild card weekend. The Niners defeated the Seattle Seahawks 41-23. With the stats here, Brock Purdy, he's still undefeated, man. He threw 18 of 30, 332 yards, 3 TDs. He ran a little bit, looked real athletic. He was doing this thing. McCaffrey was 15 of 119 yards rushing. Hey, DA, I'm going to hand it off to you, man. Your team, what's good, bro, with the Niners?
He threw the ball too much. In the first half. For sure. He was really inefficient in the first half. He was 9-19 in the first half. So he's real inefficient. Doing things he didn't have to do.
Right.
First playoff game, he had the jitters. Some balls sailed on him. He has to settle in, and I think Shanahan also has to settle in to a offensive playing rhythm that keeps him from throwing the ball 30 times. We need more runs. We need more run attempts. That's what we're going to do anyway. We're going to keep beating up against you, and the defense is going to whittle you down on the other side. So, and we got weapons. So, good game. We did what I thought we were supposed to do. So I didn't nothing jumping out my seat about that. Defense played really well. No, I ain't gonna say really well. They let up a few because Ward, number 7, got absolutely torched by Metcalf the whole game. He got destroyed, ran over by him, all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna have to shore that up with whoever we play next. So, but good game, we'll take it. Listen, I like the Giants. I really didn't expect to be here. We got a good team. We're on our third quarterback. So yeah.
Hey, real quick.
We're Cinderella.
Real quick. Brock Purdy's play. Your thoughts?
I just said he threw the ball too much. He's a good quarterback. He left some plays on the field in the first half. He was 9 for 19, inefficient. Once he settled it down, short passes, got the play action, kept running the ball. You see how things went in the second half. It gets easy when we do that. The game gets real easy when we're running the ball really well. So, first half he's real inefficient. But the kid can play. He can play at Iowa State. So I don't think he couldn't play, and he's not given the longest and most complex things to do.
Which is important.
Hit 1 or 2, you do your progression 1 or 2, and if it's not there, we out, run. That's it. This is what we're doing this year, right? And as he gets better, he'll get more of the playbook and understand things better. But good game. It's what I expected to happen. I didn't think Seattle was a better team than us.
Gotcha. We go to the angry one. Angry one. Your thoughts on the Niners and Seahawks?
I didn't expect this potent offense. Uh, the scoring to be this high, but this is the expected. It's like Da said, it was kind of the rope a dope, filling your opponents out, even though they're in the same division. But yo, man, the defense showed its ass and turned the balls over, got some key stops, and Purdy sitting in their pocket. I mean, like you said, things calm down and they moving on, man. I just want to say shout out to Geno Smith and that Seattle Seahawks team. They
Absolutely.
exceeded expectations in and
Yes.
out of that locker room. So salute to them, man. Hold your head high and come back better next season.
Gotcha. We'll move on to Dan. Dan, your thoughts?
Oh, I thought it was a pretty good game. Kind of like they said already. Purdy, you could see he had a little bit of the jitters, sailed a couple. The rain affected him, but you could see when he came back in the second half after he had some time to, calm himself down and get right. He played really well in the second half. Same thing, throw the ball. They threw the ball too damn much. 30 attempts for him. It should have been 5 less at least. But some of that comes with him not making those connections in the first half. But like you said, Metcalf, he was just killing that dude.
Oh, man. Gosh.
But I mean, the better team won, and like we've been saying since Purdy's taken over, run the football, throw very little, winning recipe. I see them coming out of the NFC.
You see them coming out the NFC? Okay.
Yeah,
My fingers are crossed.
Gotcha. D-Dub, what's your thoughts on the Niners and the
Seattle. Yeah, man. Yo.
Yeah.
San Francisco, out of all the teams, to me this weekend looked very, very, very sharp. To me, put up 41 points. I said enough about Brock Purdy. I mean, this guy has stepped in, and either the coaches have kept this really, really like
simplistic?
very, very simplistic for him to understand, and or these guys are just either he could be that good, and a combination of both. But kudos to the coaching staff for getting him ready. And like I said about McCaffrey, was the absolute steal of the year.
The fleece of the century.
Yeah, again, Christian McCaffrey, man, 15 carries, 119 yards. He had one of the longest ones at 68. Looked like he ran out of gas, but nonetheless, it was. I mean, put him, Debo Samuels. I mean, Mitchell. Everybody, running the ball. Mitchell was not. He had a lot of carries, but he didn't do too much. But other than that, I mean, San Francisco was very, very sharp. Shout outs to Seattle. I mean, Seattle had a good year. Expectations wasn't for them to be here. So my thing is, you keep your expectations low, and you'll be fine. And when they surpass your expectations, it's icing on the cake. It's great. So, overall, good game. For a good start to the wild card weekend.
Yeah, I thought so. Going back to what you said, D-Dub. Go ahead. Yeah, you had something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was the one play that was really good was when he spun out the tackle about the 15-yard line.
Were you talking about Debo?
No, Purdy.
Purdy, yes.
Yeah, he was going a little bit to his left, and he spun out, and Mitchell was just standing there.
Yes.
And
that was a heck of a play.
That
just looked. It looked like a veteran move. Like he sees the field, and he looked like he slowed it down. Like for some people don't get that. You don't have that. Some people don't have that ability to absolutely slow the game down for themselves and make the correct play.
I thought it was just lucky, but yeah,
okay, all right, take luck.
Yeah, I mean, because that's kind of the way some players go, right? But I think like I said, I think he's doing well. Dan also touched upon it, man. There was too many pass attempts for sure for him. Far too many for him that
Right.
And I don't think that will happen again. I think whoever they'll play next time, it'll be 25. Because if we run in the ball, and Darryl said Mitchell had a lot of carries, but that's what we do. So the point is, we're going to run the ball even if it's not working. If it's 3 yards a carry, 2 yards a carry, that's all. That's all it is. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. He's lifting slow, boy. Lifting slow. Boy, that slow curls right there. Isometric curls on them coffee cups there. So everybody can see what's going on.
Hey, I'm doing this. Next week might not be that way.
New York Giants.
Go ahead, D. There you go.
Cheers.
We're laughing here because we have like a private chat on here, and Eric and the Engelman said, "D, hurt yourself lifting up that damn cup."
Yo, you would have thought he had a pinky ring to all that flexing he doing.
Yeah, boy, slowly. Slowly.
Enjoy it, bro. Enjoy it. I mess with y'all.
Big body. It's a big body cup.
Yeah, it's Tears of Joy this week.
Y'all gonna be in the body bag come next week, but okay. Yeah, enjoy this week.
That's what I tell you.
Yeah,
boy.
Wait till we get to the late night game.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. In Duval County in Jacksonville, Florida, the Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the LA Chargers 31-30. Let me give you a little personal testimony about this game. At the half, I went to go clean my closet. I went to do some. I said, okay, it's time to clean my closet. Find my Giant stuff. Thank you, Dan. Shut up, Dan. Yeah, I was like, okay, this is over. I said the Jaguars shouldn't be here, like TCU, and I got a notification on my phone in 4 quarters, like it's 30-24. I said it can't be. The Jaguars came roaring back, and I think I'll do this. The Jaguars, you give them credit for coming back, but Coach Staley, that's D-Dub's man. I'm gonna pass it to D-Dub because this is like his adopted team. It's like they stopped fighting. It's like they stopped running the ball. D-Dub, how did this happen with your adopted family, the Chargers?
Bro, you have to look at it, right? And I had a conversations with DA and E in regards to Los Angeles, the Chargers. I mean, they did everything right on defense. I mean, they picked them off 4 or 5 times?
5.
Hey, let me give a stat there. Hey, this is the first time a team was +5 in the turnover ratio and still lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble.
Yeah, 4 interceptions, 1.
You're supposed to win this game. Go ahead, D-Dub.
So that's 6. I mean,
5.
This is no including the fumble, right?
No, it's 5. 5 turnovers altogether. Yeah,
okay,
it's 5.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, but this is the difference between, and I was talking about the NFL and the college football. I mean, everybody in the NFL belongs. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't care how bad you may think some of the teams are, they can still hang around. But needless to say, I mean, Justin Herbert, 25 of 43, 1 touchdown.
Too much.
Totally too much. But this right here is all coaching. I mean, I can't say it no more. This is all coaching. And as far as Mr. Staley goes, I told y'all yesterday, he needs to pack up everything. As he's packing to leave Jacksonville, he keep packing.
He need to buy that. He need to buy that one-way ticket. Like who was that?
Yeah.
Queensberry bought a one-way ticket, or whoever it was.
Yeah. Kingsbury. Yeah. So I mean, you look at the numbers, man. I mean, the Chargers was up 27-7 at half. Jaguars scored that with that last minute. Not even last minute, but they scored 7 points in second quarter. And then after that, I don't know. They just turned the switch on. And the Chargers, again, when you up, instead of pressing on the gas pedal, they released up off the gas pedal and put their foot over, just, put it on autopilot. And that's what happens. Somebody can catch you. And that's what happened.
I'll hand it over to Dan. Me and Dan spoke. Dan actually texted me and said, "You watching this?" I just turned, so I can't believe it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could put D-Dub on level 2 there,
Yeah,
but they were up 27-0. This is almost as bad as the Colts losing to the Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, or the Atlanta's 28-3, whatever you want to call it. But to have that many turnovers in the first half and put all those points up, to absolutely shit the bed in the second half and score 3 points, it's crazy. And I mean, I watched this game and I was like, how can they not get like a first down? The Chargers.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I don't know.
I'm
But
with you, man.
kudos to Jacksonville. I picked them to win. Not in that fashion, but they got the dub.
D-Dub, you go ahead.
Yeah, and real quick, not just to fire Mr. Staley, because this is not just because of this game. This is a slew of stuff that has happened all through the regular season. It's just been one after another. The week before, you played Mike Williams. He gets hurt. There's just stuff like that. To me, I don't think he's the fit, and he's not going to get that team over the top. Go ahead.
Gotcha. We'll go to E. Your thoughts on the Jaguars?
When I said in the chat, man, this is why I don't care what anybody say. You could call it unsportsmanship if you want to. Keep that foot on the gas because you never know. Don't let up. You play 60 minutes of football for a reason, and this is why. I just want to give a big shout out to Doug Peterson.
Yes.
Who obviously sat his quarterback down and told him, don't worry about them 4 interceptions. You go out there and you do your job. Because you can see the look on his face. They scanned the camera zoom right on his face. He had that Eli Manning look on his face like, oh my God, I did it again. And most teams unravel from that point. The teams look at the quarterback, they're sick of him, kind of like how they did Russell Wilson this year. But that team together, they believed in one another, had each other's back, and it wasn't all. The Chargers got a lot. They again, like I said during the regular season, the Chargers had some self-reflecting to do. You are pretty is on the outside, but that soul ain't right.
DA, your thoughts on this game, and then we'll move on.
Reality is this, man, in my eyes. First and foremost, congrats to Jacksonville. They played a good game in the second half. They stayed close. Defense actually did essentially what they did the week before. Started kind of playing with their speed, above their skis. Big ups to them. 2, I don't know how good or bad Staley is as a coach. He's made some mistakes, but he's still a second-year coach. So I don't know. He's still learning on the job, of course. I don't think they're going to get rid of him because I don't think they're giving Sean Payton $20 million and whatever else you got to give New Orleans to get Sean Payton. So I don't think they're even going to fire him personally. I don't think so, because of the money. I always give it to both the team and the coach, players and coach, meaning that, listen, there were times I could see during the game where Herbert audible out of a run into a pass in the second half for no damn reason. You were still winning the game. They may have been coming back, but you were winning. Just give the ball to Austin Eckler 10 straight times, and that game would have been over. That would have took a whole quarter.
Who was killing it in the first half? Austin Eckler.
So,
magnificent end zone. Correct.
Yeah. So if Jacksonville had brought 8-9 in the box to stop him, then you know what you need to do, right? You one-on-one coverage and you get him. So, play calling, I guess. And I don't know. I don't think the coach calls the plays, the offensive plays. He's a defensive guy. He's supposed to have been a defensive guru. But you let that team come back. But that happens because your defense is on the field too much in the second half. They're tired. And they're frustrated. And this is why Bosa does what he does. You don't get no pass for it. But I'm just giving you into why. So, they got some stuff to do as a team. And this still may have been it as far as players. So y'all can say lose the coach, but you can have stars on the team that may not want to be back based upon what happened.
Mm.
So right, you got good defensive players like Khalil Mack ain't come over here for this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
absolutely. They made those changes. Correct.
Yeah, he ain't come over here for this, man. You know,
It's a tough pill to
Bosa didn't do
swallow.
what he needed to do, but just respond to my brother Da, my brother D Dub. They are. I was gonna say San Diego, Los Angeles. Both teams are financially strapped. They're not giving Sean Payton $20 million, and that's what he wants. He's already said that. They're not giving him $20 million. They're not going to do it. So, with that being said, it is what it is.
D-Dub,
Sean Payton ain't going, so I'm out.
yeah. Nah, D-Dub, I don't think he's going to be interviewed by the Panthers today. The Panthers not going to pay him $20 million. I don't think Tepper's going to pay him $20 million. I think Panther fans, y'all can check me in the comments or DM me. I think the Panthers need to stay with what they got. That guy, the
Wilkes.
coach that was the interim, Wilkes, did an
Steve
awesome job. My opinion. I think I need to keep what y'all got, build what y'all got.
Yeah. Peyton came in for an interview, I believe. Was it yesterday or the day before? So we'll see.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, we'll see.
It's interviews. So, I mean, that's all.
Yeah, it's an interview. All right, let's move on. We'll move on to Western New York, Orchard Park, New York, where the Buffalo Bills defeated the Miami Dolphins 34-31. Kind of a bizarre game in some aspects. The Bills. I'll let Da go in on this, but no, I wasn't impressed. The Bills should have beat Miami. They let Miami hang around. Miami kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times with a couple of inexplicable delay of game calls. I'm hearing this morning how they thought it was front on that last play. I mean, I've been at NFL games, NFL stadiums. You see the 40-second clock going down. I don't know what's the breakdown. Da, I'm handing it off to you on this game.
All right, real
The
quick.
Dolphins. Go ahead, bro.
Brand new coach, over his skis 3 times that game with the clock. 3 times, and
Yep.
I that's why
So it's
it's
more than
kind of
that?
hard. I still don't believe that I don't believe that head coaches, if you're not experienced, should be calling your offense, right? Because it's a lot to handle.
Yeah,
It's a lot
it's a
to
lot.
do. And then those situations you see where it f's you up, right? So that's one. 2, big up to both teams. Right? I'm not gonna say it, because I think Miami played their butts
Sure.
off. Like they wasn't supposed to be there.
Correct.
And they wasn't supposed to be in the game that late. It wasn't even supposed to be that, right? So then we go to 2, Buffalo. And now you ain't got to impress me. Who am I, a fat guy in North Carolina? First, big up to my man Motor's son, found my man Motor. That's my man Motor's son, who's starting running back up there in Buffalo, from the Tidewater area, Norfolk State. Was good. Big up Motor. But still not impressed. Defense is still not kicking on all cylinders. Everybody says they're so good. Don't see it except for in blitz packages. They really still do rely too much on Josh Allen, passing and running. Like if he sprains his ankle, they can't win because he can't run for those 30 downs anymore.
Right.
But they did do what they had to do in their house, and they won. So I don't really have, I can't knock them, but so much. But you let the Dolphins team with a 3rd-string quarterback that just starting 3-4 weeks ago, put up 31 points on you. So that is something you got to think about.
Buffalo's defense leaves much to be desired. They got torched yesterday on a couple of plays.
Yeah.
And
That's all it takes. So
yeah, and to allude to what you said, and we're gonna get the other guys in here. Like Da was saying about the play calling. it was a lot for McDaniel, and Dolphin fans, you can agree with me or not, that he's a play caller and he's also, doing all the head coaching things. And he said they got a first down. And people have been killing him, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, yo, that's a lot. And being that he's not an experienced head coach, this is one of the things that happens, and what runs into it is it's not an excuse, but it's something that has happened. He was overwhelmed, over his skis, like you said, in that moment. Not that he's a bad coach, but kudos to the Dolphins again. To all my folks down here in South Florida, kudos to the Dolphins. Y'all played really great. Had a chance to win the game, but didn't. But we'll move along. D-Dub, what's your thoughts on the Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills here?
My thoughts is, where was the running game for Miami to help the young fella out? I mean,
Well,
Jeff Wilson.
Most of was hurt.
Yeah. Okay. And so, there's nobody else that knows how to run the ball. I mean, Jeff Wilson had 10 carries, 23 yards, 1 TD. Longest run was 6. I mean, dude, and even with all that, to say that's again, with all that being said, Buffalo, they were still within 3 points to win the game, or to go, 4 points to win.
Thompson threw the ball for 45 times. That's a whole lot to put on
That's
the
a lot. He needs help, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, you can't do that to the young fella. But even with that being said, again, that just shows you Buffalo. I don't know what y'all was doing. Y'all played, but y'all played down to the competition. Yeah, this should have been a blowout. This should have not even been close.
Right.
This should not have been a close game.
Right.
But Buffalo moves on. So,
yep. Dan, your thoughts on this game right here?
Buffalo's hard to watch. I mean, this game, like, I was like, what the hell's going on? I predicted Buffalo to win, but it should have been a lot larger margin of victory, because Miami really couldn't do shit on the ground. Thompson, his stats don't show it, but I thought he played a hell of a game. He had the 2 interceptions, but he made some really good passes when needed to be. But at the end of the day, they called it Super Wild Card Weekend. It was Super Interdivisional Games round 3, because every one of these playoff series, I think, was, besides the Chargers and Jaguar game,
Giants and Vikings.
Giants and Vikings.
Yeah. It just seemed like it was everybody was playing who they play in the regular season twice.
Yeah.
And
Dallas Tampa Bay tonight.
Yeah, and it's like Miami. They're familiar with them. They know what they like to do, and they did a pretty good job of holding them down. I mean, they got Allen to throw 2 picks, but a little short. And like at the end of the game there, and watching the game, whoever the linesman was, he did signal first down. And then they went back and went, oh, no, wait a minute. We marked it wrong. And then they moved the ball back. And then that's what he's saying. Because, I saw a little bit of his interview or whatever. The dude sounds baked all the time. But he was like, hey, they told us it was first down. We were sending out the personnel for first down.
Hold up. Excuse me. We are not going to just let that go. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Said the coach could have been on half baked with Dave Chappelle. Okay. Go ahead, Dan. Back to you, Dan.
He's got that. Hey, man. We sent 3 guys out there for the first down, and man, they told us it changed. It's still third down, so that was my fault. Yeah, whatever. But I mean, that kind of hosed them there too, because they got caught up with changing personnel when when the guy goes, hey, move the change, it's first down, and then they go, hey, wait a minute, no, we're gonna go back. Really, they should have rewound the clock there. But
yeah,
I mean, the other 2, that's on them.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, when you're coaching and you get like Tomlin, that was one of his, people like to bust his ass about, was his time management. And it's you got to learn that with experience.
Got you. Shout out to VLAC for chiming in on YouTube. He said they said the receivers cost Miami with the drop balls. Yeah, Miami had a couple of drop balls. Catchable? Yes, absolutely. So shout out to you. Thanks for chiming in here today. Your thoughts, the angry one,
Yo,
thoughts on Miami.
just real quick, shout out to Miami for playing a hell of a game despite their shortcomings. I'm gonna just say this, man, for Miami, um, karma, like I said weeks ago,
Uh-oh.
that's why y'all didn't win. And Buffalo, y'all are frauds, man. You moving on, but y'all looking mighty fraudulent out here in these NFL streets, B.
Buffalo
There's no
fraud.
way in the world you supposed to be a top tier team. Everybody picked you to go to the well, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. All of
I
the
did.
talking heads across the world picked Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl. And they just look mediocre. Like, come on, you can't keep having games like this. This is Miami on their third string. What do you think is going to happen next week?
They got Cincinnati.
Oh, no. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, Cincinnati's gonna have a chip on their shoulder because I'm just saying. And I don't even like Cincinnati like that, but it's gonna be a hell of a game to watch. Appreciate you, cousin. Fleek
They-
Fitness,
Morning,
Mr. Shauna.
Fleek Fitness. Appreciate you chiming in.
Salute.
There's definitely going to be an issue with next week. You guys will see. If that running game's not real, Cincinnati's going to bludgeon them next week, and it will not be Joe Burrow. It'll be Mixon and Piron for the whole game if they don't learn how to stop the run and play better defense in the middle. So it will be an issue for real.
Gotcha. So we're gonna move on to the next game. We're gonna move on to the next game. The New York Giants, as I predicted, they went to Minnesota.
Get my screen.
Okay, you can go ahead and black it out. Me and D-Dub, we'll do this one. The Giants defeated the
I ain't blacking out nothing. I got something to say. Go ahead.
Minnesota Vikings, 31-24. The Giants, on about 3 weeks ago, Christmas Eve, they came and lost by a 61-yard field goal. Close game again. Say what you want to say. And listen, I need the all public apology because, listen, I was one in the last couple of years say, yo, Daniel Jones ain't it. Daniel Jones ain't it. Daniel Jones ain't it. Daniel Jones played very good. He played one of his best games of the year as a Giant. He was 24-35, 301 yards, 2 TDs. He did not throw the ball to the other team. He also used his legs. He 17 carries for 78 yards. At the time, I would say, hey, man, if they run him too much, he's going to get hurt. Give Saquon the ball. But as the DA alluded to a couple of segments ago about the running the ball, Josh Allen, no, not Josh Allen, but saying that, you check down, you look, ain't nothing there. Hey, he just ran the ball.
They weren't like playing quarterback runs.
No.
They took the third downs where they were there.
Right,
The
correct.
other team was in man-to-man. They wasn't even looking at him. So if they're in man-to-man, they're watching their man, and he's looking. He say, "Well, no one's watching me."
And he
And
takes
it's 3rd
off.
and 5. I'm gonna go get this 6.
Yeah,
He's an athlete, man.
yeah, he's
no
definitely.
longer trying to run the whole field like he did back in the days and get tripped up by the
Turf.
grass.
Yeah.
No, he's good to go.
Saquon Barkley was 9 of 53 running, but as we talked about earlier, before the start of the show, the Giants defense, the no-name defense, their pass rush was really serious, getting at Kirk Cousins, pressuring him, and also taking away Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, you heard of him on the first sequence, the first time the Vikings had the ball, and after that, didn't hear too much from him. The Giants let Hawkinson get off, and Wink Martindale, shout out to him for devising the scheme of a defensive plan and not letting Jefferson beat him. I'll go to my other Giant co-host, D-Dub. Go ahead, take it away, my brother. Yeah.
Yo, man, hey, the Giants defense was so serious. They made Kirk Cousins throw underneath on a 4th and 8. Yo,
A check down.
What are you doing, dog? You need 4th and 8. I mean, there's nothing there. So, shout out to the Giants defense, man. Kirk Cousins, man, again, fraudulent behavior by the Minnesota Vikings. We've been saying it. We've been saying it all year. Sports chasers, the whole crew was saying how Minnesota is just, they again, shiny object, but breaks easily. You know what I'm saying? That's who they are. Kirk Cousins, I mean, after a while, good
That's a
quarterback,
good one,
but
D.
they're gonna have to move away from him at some point. But I don't know what the contract looks like for him. But Justin Jefferson kept him on the wraps. He did not beat us at all with any type of big plays last night. What he had? He was targeted 9 times, 7 catches, 47 yards. Yo, great. Secondary did a great job. Like again, you mentioned Wink Martindale, defensive coach for the Giants, man. Absolute great play calling. And I want to shout out the Giants receivers, man. They played well. Darius Slayton had one drop that was like
He
it
was sick.
Yeah, he
Because
was
almost
sick.
cost him the game.
And he's been really what we say, a developing receiver. He's been really
Yes.
good last couple years. So shout out to him. He didn't, he got down on himself, but coach went over there and told him, "Yo, you've been with us. You've been rocking with us all year." So, with that being said, the defense helped him out on that, closed the deal. Isaiah Hodgins, I mean, he was another one targeted
Yes.
9 times, 8 receptions, 105 yards. He came over from
That
Buffalo.
kid is the future.
Yes, he came over from Buffalo. So obviously, Daboll seen something in him from that and brought him on
Yes.
over. And this guy has been good.
I
Good.
believe he was on the practice squad in Buffalo, and then he
Yes.
just put on here. D-Dog, let me interject
okay.
something. I'm about to start something with you. You owe Daniel Jones and the former general manager of apology.
No, absolutely.
Fuck, no.
Whoa.
You owe me one
no.
too, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Me. What the fuck you talking about?
Let me
How
tell
the
you
fuck
something.
you skip over the God? I'm right here, man.
Let me tell you something. First of all, I don't owe him an apology. Let me tell you why. Because
Go
the
ahead.
Giants owe the fans an apology for picking that dude so early and so high. Now, with that being said, has he developed into, shout outs to the coaching staff, the Giants, Brian Daboll doing a fantastic job limiting him from turning over the ball. He's not turning over the ball, man.
Yes.
This guy, he's cleaned up. What we've seen in the last 2 years, year 3, he has cleaned it up tremendously. So, shout outs to the coaching staff. Shout outs to Daniel Jones for doing a fantastic job and growing. And he's literally just grew up in front of our eyes this whole season, and he's just getting better. But hey, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Now, with that being said, apologies, Kev. Man, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna move on to DL, but let me make this point real quick. You said this about Daniel Jones cutting down the mistakes and the turnovers, but Brian Daboll, shout out to Coach Daboll. He's done an awesome job, Coach of the Year in my eyes. Doug Peterson is a close second, but absolutely. But let me make this. It just almost reminds me. If you remind Giant fans, get at me. Remember when Tiki Barber was fumbling? When Coughlin got there, I don't know what Coughlin did. He taped the ball to Tiki. Tiki stopped fumbling that ball.
Yep.
As a Giant, and he became a better Go ahead.
Running back. So, Abe, Daniel Jones played a heck of a game.
Yep.
There's a lot of people still hating on him, and I'm like, how do you hate on somebody who's progressing and doing a good job, man? Come on, you got to show him some love. So, shout outs to the whole Giant staff for getting better.
DA, go ahead, brother.
All right, now I'm not going to be long on your team, man. Good win. I was the one here on the podcast, me, by myself.
He was.
Yes, you was.
All alone, in the streets.
Hold on. You wasn't all by yourself now, dog.
I was going to say, he was.
I was right there with you.
He was shotgun with you, yeah.
Yeah, but I told dudes Daniel could play. Now, everything that happened around him and why he wasn't playing well, I could never tell you why that happened. But I always
McAfee
knew.
and
Always knew.
go ahead. Was
Always
McAfee
knew
there?
Daniel could play. He had the skill set to play. He was athletic enough to play, and he understood the game well enough to play. It's just all coming together right now.
Correct.
Which is a great thing when you get a coaching staff that sees what you're doing and what you're doing. Offensive line is playing well, which is good. Defensive line is playing well. A man from Dallas who's there, Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. Big dude from USC. He's with the Jets in the middle, D tackle. He's doing his thing. Thibodeau is playing well, getting pressure. The back end is playing well. I think they have a really good team. I think if they used exactly the same recipe, maybe a few less throws, a few more runs, because Saquon is probably top 2 or 3 running back in this league. So I would continue to get the ball to that guy as much as you possibly can. I don't think there's many linebackers that can stay with him, and if they can, I don't think they're quick enough to be able to go from speed to power when he jukes you and then tries to run you over.
Right.
Where they could do, to do that. So, it's I think it'll be really good for them, especially if the receivers continue to do their part and just catch balls, easy balls, in the passing game. So,
And they was doing that yesterday.
fake it to Saquon, play action,
Play action.
15-yard, 10-yard pass that you catch, and then we keep it moving. So if they can continue to do that, I think it'll be a really good game against Philly. I still think Philly's the best team in the conference, but I think it'll be a real good game.
Gotcha. We'll go to the angry one. E, what you think about the Giants and the Vikings?
I just want to say that I told y'all Minnesota was 11-0 in one possession games, and I said they was going to lose by one possession. What was the score? Okay, cool. Now I got that out the way. I'm gonna just echo what everybody else here said, man. The Giants played great. Easily their best acquisition was Brian Dable. Easily their best acquisition. They finally got a coach that came in there that knows how to coach. And I just want to say this, man. Giants fans, football fans all around the world, man, and sports fans in general. We got to stop. I understand because we've been taught this, right? But we got to stop. Just because a guy was drafted high, he has nothing to do where he was drafted at, right?
Facts.
So we have to pump the brakes on expectations sometimes. We got to let these guys grow. Just like we killed the coach. We got to let the coaches grow too. We have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's up to the owners or whatever to make the final decision if they're going to keep them, if they're going to throw them away, whatever. But we as fans putting this stress on ourselves because this guy was drafted at this position and we're expecting greatness right out the gate. Everybody's not going to be said player that was drafted in the first round that was great his whole career. It doesn't happen like that, especially in football. Because if you get drafted high, 9 times out of 10, you're going to go to a trash-ass team. And unless you're the Seattle Seahawks who got a bunch of picks. But these things happen, man. But shout out to the Giants. I don't know if anybody here even picked the Vikings to win this game.
No.
But,
No.
Yeah, so,
We're
man,
frauds.
I just need the Giants to get back to basics. And I'm not killing Daniel Jones or anything like that. Brother played great. I just need the Giants to run that ball a little bit more. Because one thing you do not want is to think that Daniel Jones is this newfound guy that could sling it all over the place.
That's
Then
right.
you'll be in trouble next week. So if the Giants just run the ball, find a way to run the ball more and run it effectively, do the play action. That's the recipe. Defense played outstanding. I'm done. And iced out Kirk Cousins. I don't want to ever see that shit no more.
Yo, one quick one, Kev. Yo, Daniel Jones, shout out to him. He didn't impress. He wasn't under no type of duress or
Offensive line, awesome.
Yeah. Shout outs to them, and that's been one of the killers for us over the last several years. The offensive line has been trash, and coming of the age. These guys are starting to grow up a little bit, step by step. So kudos to them. Hey, we'll take it.
Gotcha. Dan, your thoughts before we move on to the next game?
The fraudulent activity has ceased.
Yes, we're stopping.
No, but isn't it amazing when you get a coaching staff that understands and designs an offense for the guy that you got at quarterback, how much better they play?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for one.
Yeah, you keep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You keep changing, the coaching, and you wonder why the guy plays like ass.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because you learn a new offense every year.
Yeah.
So, as much hate as there is on Daniel Jones for not being as good as he should be, a lot of that falls on the ownership of playing the switcheroo every year. But hey, who they going to get in Arizona? To help Kyler
for another day.
We'll talk about that later, cause.
But no, I mean that good win by the Giants. I mean, I thought that they played really well, and they kept pace with Minnesota there at the beginning because the opening drive, I think Minnesota went down the field.
Yeah,
but like I said, like Saquon only had 9 rushes, and Jones threw the ball 35 times.
Yeah.
So, and a little more to the side and hand it off than throwing it down the field, I think, is the recipe for them to get keep a close game with Philly next week.
Gotcha. You
Gotcha.
don't have to do all that just to be close. Like Saquon has to run the ball 25 times next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy.
For sure. Let's move on to our last game here on the wild card weekend that occurred last night. The Baltimore and Cincinnati game. The Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Baltimore Ravens 24-17. Again, another game where Cincinnati was favored. Baltimore was driving. Baltimore was at the goal line, and this was the play of the game when the Ravens quarterback Tyler Huntley. I was saying when he lined up at the 3, I was like, he's not close enough. They're going to do a quarterback sneak, trying to do I call it the Michael Jordan, and try to break the plane. And sure enough, that play turned into pretty much a scoop and score. 96 yards down to the other end. Cincinnati scores. The defensive lineman escapes him real quick. I'll give him the credit here in a second. He scoops and scores. He rumbles for 96 yards. That's pretty much game. And then the clock management at the end, at the very end again. And this is Harbaugh, who's a seasoned Super Bowl winning coach. I don't know how that came about. The play calling for Huntley at the end. I don't know, Dan. I'm gonna start with you because these are the two teams in your division. Your thoughts on this game?
Let's just say Lamar plays, Baltimore wins that game
For sure.
because Cincinnati did not look crisp or sharp. Now, my thing is Huntley on that play. You got 2 options. You either go over the top, or you do the new QB sneak play where you put 2 guys behind your quarterback and just shove his ass as far as you can move him.
Right.
Like a rugby scrum. And it looked like that's what they were planning on doing with the guys behind him, but he decided he was going to try to go up and over.
There you go.
And once he went up, he went down because he wasn't going any further. And obviously, when they showed the replay, he was definitely short.
Yep.
And the big man, he picked up the ball and
Sam Hubbard, that's his name. 94 yards, excuse me. Sam Hubbard
Big man with the
rubbled.
football. Big man with the
Andrews, I think was it Andrews almost caught him. But I give credit to Baltimore. They put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Because Huntley's not even 100% either. So they were talking about playing him and the other guy, possibly during this game. But I think that Huntley was playing well enough at the beginning of the game. They just stuck with him. But like I said, Cincinnati's very fortunate to be moving on.
Yep. I'll give it to the angry one. Thoughts on the Cincinnati and the Ravens game, Baltimore game?
Cincinnati's in the same boat with Baltimore. I mean, same boat with Buffalo, as far as I'm concerned. You guys are on the fraud report because there's no way. I get it. This is a divisional game. right? But you're not going to tell me a second string quarterback who's basically, he's been dinged up and all this other stuff. There's no reason in the world why this game was this close. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just based off of who you got, you're just about all the way healthy, and Baltimore is limping, and you still couldn't beat them in the race. I mean, you couldn't beat them by a wider margin than what you did. But shout out to Baltimore. This is what they do. They play solid defense. Joe Burrow, these guys, they didn't get off for a whole bunch of crazy big plays and all this other stuff. So I did hear read a stat. I sorry, I can't remember where I saw it at. But out of um the poor, I guess you could say, poor performances by Joe Burrow, two of them came against this Baltimore team. So with that being said, they are lucky to be moving on, like Dan said. Um, and they have a lot. These teams got a lot to clean up in the AFC. That's what I'm gonna say. Every team, yeah, y'all got a lot to clean up if you want to advance. That's what I'm gonna say, man. But shout out to Baltimore. You played with heart. Cincinnati, fraud report. That's all I got.
And to those that didn't know that Lamar Jackson did not make the trip with the team, I'll go to D-Dub. D-Dub, thoughts on the Bengals and the Ravens?
Entertaining game. Hey, yo, shout out to Mike Tirico, man, for making the game so exciting. I mean, the call that he made on Sam Hubbard.
Yeah.
And, yo, kudos to Huntley, man. He tried, bro. He tried. He kept them in the game. And Cincinnati, again, just like Buffalo, Cincinnati should have dealt with Baltimore accordingly, but they didn't. Huntley came in. Again, these guys are playing for checks too, man. So he came in, did his job. He just made that one mistake. He tried, and the ball came out, and it just so happens that lands in Sam Hubbard's hands, and he takes it all the way. And that was game. And that was game. So Cincinnati again, they might be on the fraud report. We'll see next week. But the numbers is Baltimore. But Baltimore outscored them in every single category. Just passing 209, 155 in rushing, 364 total yards. So Joe Burrow doing Joe Burrow things, 23 32, 209 yards. Mixon. Yeah, I'm with the angry one. They got a lot to clean up. That's all I got to say for that. Baltimore will be back, I guess. They're gonna have to. They gotta get this quarterback thing situation straightened out. So, we hope to see them back, but who knows, man? This might be the end. We don't know. We'll see.
Gotcha. DA, we'll give it to DA on this.
Yeah, I agree with everybody else. I will not belabor the point. Cincinnati has work to do, and we'll see if they can get it done by next week. Because if not, they'll be out.
Gotcha. Remember, there's another game tonight: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Cowboys down in Tampa. I think everybody on this panel picked Tampa to win. Sorry, Cowboy fans. I just don't think the Cowboys got it in them to win, and they will be going home again. And Brady will beat the Cowboys and still.
Hey, Cat, real quick. Even if the Dallas Cowboys go up 28-0, Tampa Bay will still come back and win the game. But go ahead, bro.
So remember that game's at 8:15 tonight on ESPN. All you football heads. Like I said, it was a really good, entertaining weekend for the NFC for the NFL wildcard play. We're gonna get out of here. Remember, we got a show on Thursdays where we do 90 minutes of sports, as we say down here on the ticket down here. You give us 90 minutes, we give you the sports world. We really mean that. We talk about all sports here, the Sports Chasers, hence the name Sports Chasers podcast. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in this morning. Happy MLK Day. I have nothing else to add, man. Just enjoy your day, enjoy your week, make it a good week, man. And remember to also like, click, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks to everybody that was in the comments this morning, getting at us. We appreciate you. Continue to love. Continue to look for us doing some good things. Hey, in about a week's time, hey, you'll be able to purchase some of that stuff. Then go ahead and show your hat and your sweater, D-Dub. He's got on a hoodie. And everyone got on the hat. You'll be able to purchase some of this and to support us with some really good merchandise material that you can have. I have a cup. I don't have it with me at this time, but purchase cups, all that good stuff. It'll be on the website. Check us out, man. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin L. Warren, your host and moderator for the Angry One, the DA. Dan, our hockey dude, Daryl D. Warren, Mike Mills, in his absence, guess he's not with us because he's crying about the Ravens. Mike, we love you, bro.
Got bird flu.
Yeah, he got bird flu. yo, I'm getting out of here before it goes left. Hey, y'all have a good week, man. Yo, this is Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all be good. Peace.